Hello, as a continuation from the last video, I'm going to talk about Kango and also Shigo, which means compatibility among zodiacs. First, let's start with Kango. I talked about Kinoto and Kinoe of Yin Yang Gogyo in my last lesson. There are 10 types like Big Brother Wood and Big Brother Earth, and they are called Jikkan. There are good and bad compatibilities among those Jikkan. In my last lesson, I talked about Sokoku, Sousho, and Hiwa of Gogyo, and explained that each of Jikkan has positive and negative, and gave the example that wood weakens earth, so they don't have good compatibility. However, if one is positive and the other is negative, they actually have good compatibility, even though they have Sokoku relationship. Let me explain how this works. For example, Kinoe represents wood positive. Earth soil or farm fields represent Tsuchinoto, which is earth negative. Without earth, trees can grow. So these two have very good compatibility, as one of negative yin and the other is positive yang, even if they are in Sokoku relationship, and this is called Kango. Now what about Kinoto, wood negative? As Kinoe has Kango relationship with Tsuchinoto, wood negative is weakened by metal, even with the same Sokoku relationship. That means that's compatible with the positive one of Sokoku relationship, which is metal positive. Weed, flowers, or bonsai represents wood negative. Problems arise when they overgrow. So that happens. There comes metal such as axe, sword, or scissors to trim. That's how they work. Next is Hinoe. Hinoe represents the sun. Very strong fire and volcanoes. Fire positive is Sokoku with metal because fire melts metal. Fire positive is compatible with metal negative. Metal negative is Kanoto and it represents gemstones or minerals. When a volcano erupts, rocks comes out and there is mineral inside these rocks. Hinoe creates minerals that is Kanoto, which makes great compatibility. Next is Hinoto. Hinoto is compatible with Mizunoe, water positive. Hinoto represents the moon and Mizunoe represents the sea. Just like the phase of the moon affect tide, the moon and the sea have a strong connection. Next is Tsuchinoe. Tsuchinoe, earth positive, represents mountains. Earth positive is compatible with water negative. Water negative represents rain, rainwater or streams. Rain makes mountains greener, which means that they have a great relationship. So that's all Kango there is. It might be a little confusing for you. So you can refer to this diagram. Those opposite to each other have good compatibility. Who comes in Kango relationship is very important, as there is mutual understanding, and also the connection from the previous life is profound. Marriage continues peacefully. Now let's talk about the Shigo relationship. We look at zodiac signs instead of Jikkan for Shigo. And for pillars, we look at Kanshi of Nichu, the day pillar. One part of Kanshi represents the zodiac sign, and that is what we look at. It's one of the 12 zodiacs: mouse, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and boar. Most of you already know the zodiac sign of your birth year, but many of you probably don't know the zodiac sign of your birth date. In the 4 pillars, what tells you about your characteristics is the Jikkan of your birth date and zodiac sign. So one of the 12 types represents your characteristics. Having the same birth year shouldn't mean that they all have the same characteristics. That's why the zodiac sign of the birth date needs to be looked at. So what are the zodiacs? See how it's illustrated here, like mouse and ox or boar and tiger. Those connected with a line have great compatibility. Since the zodiac sign tells a behavioral aspect, it tells you how well you can relate to and agree with, or even your sexual compatibility. Shigo relationships tend to be in a romantic relationship. So Kango and Shigo can indicate critical point. I encourage you to check this out. I didn't have enough time to talk about Sango Kaikyoku this time, so I'll be talking about Sango Kaikyoku and Hogo in my next lesson. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.